I take the drone out, it's a bit less tense. Take the plinky plonky sound out, it's a bit less dreamy. Take the organs out, it's a bit less rich sounding. So everything's playing its part. It's where I've used different sounds for their different characteristics, layered them all together, and when you hear them together, you can't necessarily hear them all as individual sounds. You can hear them all as one epic block of audio. Let me show you what I mean. So here is everything together. Just going through 4 simple chords. I'm going to walk you through the textures and the layers. First off, the chords that run through the whole track. This is from a Juno 60. Lovely and warm. This sound, looking at the EQ, there's no high end on this sound. Basically, it's all soft, lovely, mid-range, and that keeps the chords going. So to layer on top of that, to make it bigger and more interesting, I've got an organ sound here, which I created using Labs, and I put it through a couple of plugins to make it a bit more saturated. But this has got a different sonic character that complements the Juno. There's some EQ going on here. But pairing that with the Juno, both of those sounds operate in their own unique space, but they combine to make something really cool. Okay, thirdly, this is a really reverby, high, I've called it plinky, or like plinky plonky. It comes from a synthesizer. Loads of reverb. This round reverb that I love. High, very wet mix. And then looking at the EQ again, no top end at all, just all that like warmth. But because it's playing notes that are higher in the register, add it to this Juno, it's almost like a left hand, right hand thing on the same sound. And then add the chords of the organ. So there's all our lovely warm sounds. I like the fact that it's got this sort of floating stuff going on and slightly undefined. It adds an extra layer of mystery to it, which is what I was going for. Right, anyway, so next up we've got some two high sounds. This high drone, which is just from a analog lab, but it's a nice stereo wide, high-pitched string. So adding that in the mix, you've suddenly got this sort of airy drone creating this, yeah, it's a bit of a tension. And as the other chords change, that note stays the same, and that just adds a little bit more harmonic richness. And then we've got this final sound, which is just a little bit of an abstract thing. I use my OP1 just to dial in something a bit odd with some delay and stuff in there. This has got modulation, it moves around a bit more, it's a bit kind of harsh and weird. Put that with a string, and then adding that to the plinky high sound. In comes these warm sounds up against these icy, airy sounds. The nasal sound, and then finally the warm chords. Just for context, here's those sounds in the track. So you've got the bass and a couple other things going on there. If I take the drone out, it's a bit less tense. Take the plinky plonky sound out, it's a bit less dreamy. Take the organs out, it's a bit less rich sounding. Take the texture out, not as interesting. So everything's playing its part. All right, cool. Give that a try, or try something along those lines. Have some fun with it. And the other thing to think is, that's just one section of the song. So I'm always thinking about what's happening before, after, what's going to be coming in next in the next section, and then some more layerings going on. So as the song's progressing, it stays interesting, and it keeps the listener engaged. All right, cool. That's enough for now. Have fun with that. Enjoy. Thank you. Bye bye.